What if God is protecting you from something you can't see? If you'd asked me a year ago what I thought this season of life would look like, I don't think I would have guessed any of it. There were plans I thought would happen, doors I expected would open, things I hoped would look very different by now. Instead, life has taken some unexpected turns. And recently, I've found myself saying something I never imagined I'd say. Lord, thank you that it didn't go according to my plan. I think we all imagine what our lives will look like. We make plans, we dream, we pray. And then sometimes God gently leads us somewhere completely different. At the time, that can feel confusing, even disappointing. I've realised there seem to be two kinds of closed doors. There are the doors we'll probably never understand this side of heaven. The questions that remain unanswered. The disappointments we still carry. But then, every now and then, God, in His kindness, lets us look back. And suddenly we realise, oh, that's why. Not because we understand everything, but because He's given us a glimpse of what He was protecting us from, or where He was lovingly leading us instead. There have been a few things recently that have made me stop and quietly thank God. Because if you'd asked me a year ago, I would probably have described certain things as disappointments. Now, I can honestly thank Him that those plans have changed. Not because the journey has been easy, it hasn't, but because I can now see just a little further down the road than I could then. And that glimpse has helped me trust Him with the parts of my story I still don't understand. I've been coming back to Isaiah 55, where God says, "My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways." That verse has become incredibly comforting to me, because while I can only see today, God sees tomorrow. He sees every conversation, every opportunity, every person, every action, every consequence, every road. He sees what I simply can't. And perhaps that's exactly why I can trust Him. I wonder how many times we've mistaken God's protection for disappointment. A prayer that wasn't answered, a relationship that didn't work out, a job we didn't get, a move that never happened, a door that quietly stayed closed. At the time, it feels like loss, but sometimes, years later, God gently lets us see. Not every answer, just enough to remind us that He was really looking after us. So if you're standing in front of a closed door today, can I encourage you? You may never know every reason why it closed, but don't lose heart. Every now and then, God lovingly gives us little glimpses of His faithfulness. Those glimpses become anchors, because they remind us that if He was faithful in the things we can now see, we can trust Him with the things we still can't. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. If today's conversation has spoken into the season you're in, I'd love to invite you to explore some of the other videos here on Held and Home. My prayer is that you'll find encouragement for whatever you're walking through. And if you'd like to become part of the Held and Home community, I'd love for you to subscribe. I'm Emily, and my hope and prayer is that this little corner of YouTube becomes a place where we can slow down together, be honest about life and faith, gently remind one another that whatever season we're in, we're always held by God. Whatever you're carrying this week, may you know the peace of Christ, the gentleness of His presence, and the quiet assurance that God sees the whole road, even when you can only see the next step. God bless, and I'll see you on the next one.